It's been a while since we've talked about Dirt Brown, Snow White, so I thought we'd take a little time to revisit the fallout and see how our friend Rachel Zegler and her Snow White tour are doing. Last time we discussed our friend Rachel Zegler and the state of Snow White, it was a disaster. I don't know how no one in her team told her sooner that she was literally sabotaging her career and destroying any chance of the live action remake of Snow White doing any good at the box office. She went on rants about how she should be paid for every minute the movie is played because I guess that's just how it should be.
If I'm going to stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess, I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed.
It's not like she signed a contract or anything that outlined exactly what she was going to be compensated for playing this role. She also went around bragging about how the princess was not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love.
But instead, she was going to be a girl boss and become a leader.
She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true.
She called the prince a stalker.
There's a big focus on her love story. With a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird.
And said maybe all of the prince scenes could get cut from the movie.
Just a guy in the movie, right. Andrew Burnap, great dude. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
She even went as far as to say she hated the movie when she saw it as a kid.
I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again. Like, I'm being so serious.
And didn't like the Disney ride called Snow White's Scary Adventure.
I went on the ride in Disney World, which was called Snow White's Scary Adventures. Doesn't sound like something a little kid would like. Was terrified of it. Never revisited Snow White again.
How is our friend Snow White doing today? As the title of this video suggests, she went on an apology tour. It seems like Disney finally put its foot down and told her to knock off the Snow White bashing tour she had going on. Or maybe her team told her. The point is that somebody said something to her that made her change her stance on Snow White. Like, she did a complete 180. She went from calling it
weird
to saying this.
The cartoon's so beloved. It's like a monumental moment in film history.
Yeah.
It was like the first feature-length cartoon movie, to the point where it won honorary Oscars, and all of these amazing things that happened for that film are the reason that you and I really get to sit here today, because it made Disney what it is.
So Rachel Zegler went from hating the original, saying the movie was outdated, and calling the prince a stalker and weird, among other things, to now being proud of being part of the film that made Disney what it is today. What I found particularly interesting about this whole ordeal is that she actually praised the Disney Snow White ride and was actually proud to be playing this role. As I was doing research for this video, I found this clip of her 8 months ago on Jimmy Kimmel Live saying this.
Especially now you go to, well, you can't even go to Disneyland anymore. Have you ever been to that Snow White ride at Disneyland?
I get stopped for photos every time I'm online for the Snow White ride, and it is I have to pretend like, oh God, well, crazy that we're in front of this.
Wait, how often are you in line for the Snow White ride?
I'm a narcissist. I don't know. It's always like my publicist Ashton was with me the last time it happened, and I was like, God, I hope no one, because every time they come up to me, I'm always online for this freaking ride, and they think it's like I'm standing there waiting for the photo op, being like,
well, you kind of are, you know?
No, I guess.
So according to her, at least here, she really likes the ride. So my question is like, what happened? Why was there such a shift in how she began promoting this movie? Where did all the hate for Snow White come from? And if her publicist was the one who told her to go around doing this, I really hope she fired that person, because that Snow White bashing tour was a train wreck that gained her a lot of hate and ire from the fans because she was bashing the source material. And don't get me wrong, you don't have to like something to act in it. Plenty of actors always talk about how there's certain material they don't like, but they don't go around bashing movies or shows they're acting in, because it's literally counterintuitive. You want people to get excited for your movie. You want people to want to watch it, not put it off because you're going around saying how much you hate the original source material. It took them a while, but Disney also did a 180 when it came to the film. The film has been delayed a full year, and I believe this is because they had to rewrite and reshoot the entire film at this point. When you go online and search for the reasons for the delay, the reports say that it's because of the SAG-AFTRA strikes, but those strikes ended back in November, and there's no way 5 months of strikes pushes a movie back a whole year. My opinion is that that's the explanation Disney wanted to give to save face, but the real reason is, in my opinion, because they're reshooting the entire thing. I mean, Take a look at this new poster that came out after all the backlash. It looks like Disney decided to ditch the diversity hires they had for the live action and instead is going to CGI the dwarves in the movie. I believe this was the right move by Disney, but I think it's also a little too late. The damage has been done, and the whole thing with Rachel Zegler was weird, and I believe it left a bad taste in people's mouths. I do believe they'll probably win some of the people they pushed away, but I think this movie will be a massive flop for Disney. In my opinion, this movie will not recoup its costs, and it's all thanks to Rachel Zegler's behavior. But who knows? I could be completely wrong. She has more than a year to rectify this, and I heard she did really well in the Hunger Games, so maybe there's still time for her and Disney to save this movie by having a positive press run. So far so good, but I'm not sure if people are buying this whole thing with Rachel being so proud to be part of this film and this franchise. We'll just have to wait and see what happens moving forward. I'll probably go and check out the movie once it releases so I can make a video about it, but we'll see. I may take a look at the reviews before I check it out and see if it's worth my time. But with that said, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like. If you like my content, subscribe to the channel. And with that said, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.